Eternals. I'll admit, I didn't really know what to expect going into this movie, because I didn't really know much about the Eternals themselves going in. I mean, sure, I knew Jack Kirby created the comic book line of Eternals, but that was about it. And yeah, I have been a fan of the Marvel movies for the most part. I say for the most part because there are some Marvel movies I didn't care for example, Ant-Man and the Wasp and Thor the Dark World. So, with Marvel's solid track record, I was very much on board with this film, even if I didn't know much about the source material and all that. What made me even more excited for this film was the fact that Chloe Zhao directed this film. I really enjoyed her previous film, Nomadland, which won Best Picture last year at the Oscars, and I felt that because she could pull off a really phenomenal movie like Nomadland, I felt confident that she could pull off a really good Marvel movie. So what did I think of the movie? It was fine. It wasn't bad, but I wouldn't call it good either. I appreciate that Chloe Zhao made something different than the typical Marvel movie. However, just because something is different does not mean that it's good. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a very well made movie. The massive scale of it all, the wide variety of landscapes, and the impressive visuals really make for a visually appealing movie. Heck, I even think the performances were quite good throughout. The problem is the story. The problem with the story is that it's very undercooked and underdeveloped. It has a lot of great story ideas going for it, and heck, I even think some of it is well executed. But the issue is that there's a lack of focus. There were times where I feel like the film was focusing way too much on certain elements while focusing too little on other aspects of the story. And that in turn makes the movie feel way longer than it actually is, and it makes it feel very exhausting to watch because it drags out significantly. Like, I get they're trying to go for a more slower paced film, but if you're going down that route, you have to do it for a reason. You either have to use it to establish character better, or you have to use it to establish the lore of the film better. If you do none of those things well, you end up with a really dull and pretentious experience like Eternals. If only they had spent way more time polishing up the script and making a more focused narrative, I think this could have easily been one of the best Marvel movies of all time, and heck, I think it could have been Chloe Zhao's finest achievement overall. As it stands, it's a passable missed opportunity that could have been so much better. Overall, I give this movie like a 3 out of 5. You could do better than this. Just go watch Last Night in Soho or Dune instead, and have a wonderful night at the movies.